Indie Horror Junkie! Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie.
We're a panic attack.
Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkies.
Indie Horror Junkie! Indie Horror Junkie!
It's the Indie Horror Junkie Podcast, your source for anything and everything indie horror. Here's your host, Otis B. Dreads. All right, it is 8 o'clock, a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's Indie Horror Junkie time. The Junkies are all here. Rick, Amy. We do have a couple guests this evening. They have not joined us as of yet. We have Mr. Peter Castro supposed to be joining us from Bayview Entertainment. That name may sound a little familiar because a movie, I don't know if you guys may have heard of it. I don't know. A little movie called The Clock.
Oh. Another little
Sounds
movie
familiar.
called Harlow's Haunt.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So we're hoping Peter will join us. We also have, my goodness, I don't even have his name.
What?
One of the producers from the Indie Horror Junkie independent film that went into theaters, Skinamarink. You all know it. You've heard of it. You've seen it. Experimental horror at its finest. We have one of the producers from that film joining us tonight with Peter Castro.
And speaking of Skinamarink, we have Jamie Hill of Skinamarink.
Creative director. Yes, Jamie is joining us.
What's
welcome,
up, Jamie?
We have the Indie Escape Network joining us.
Joe
good
knows
evening.
all about Harlow's Haunt. Speaking of.
Yes. So we were going to hold off on our housekeeping and telling you guys what we're all getting into for the sake, because we only have our guests for just about 30 minutes or so. Tight schedule, but they are not here right now. So we will get into about. Yes.
Uh-oh.
It's our 50th show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
The big 50. Can you believe it? How cool is that, you guys? How did we get here? I feel like,
I don't know.
Hop on every Wednesday and talk a lot of indie horror mumbo jumbo and hang out and screw off and have fun and laugh. And, here we are 50 episodes later, still doing the dang thing and having really cool guests like Joe Castro from Bayview Entertainment. And Jamie always hopping on the show saying hello. We have tons of support. So I would like to thank everybody who tunes in every week, because we've built quite a cool audience here. We've gotten to know so many people, fans of horror, fans of Indie Horror Junkie, and we're really proud of the community that we're building and supporting with this platform. So thank you to everybody who supports the show, who supports the magazine, who supports the film festival. We couldn't do it without you. You guys give us all the content and all the cool stuff, and we just put it out there. So congratulations, show 50.
That's right.
Man. Happy 50th. Well, in the meantime, we do have our next issue is slated for September 13th.
September 13th.
Oh, I don't know how I pulled that out of my skull.
I don't know either. Look at that.
Look at this cover.
Beautiful.
I said this the last time we showed this. These covers, and I've held one of these physical copies in my hand. These are just gorgeous magazines. They keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
I mean, well, let's see. We do see a little bit about what we can find in the upcoming issue. Clown Motel 3, The Green Woman, The Woods Are Alive, Nightmare Collection 3. What a segue that was.
That was smooth.
And that is another Peter Anthony film. We've had him on the show before promoting his upcoming independent horror feature film, Laugh. This we expect to be no different. We know he's going to pull out all the bells and whistles and give us his take on Snow White. I can't wait to see it. They just wrapped production, so they're in post. And what's up, Goblin Jack? That's our cover model from issue, this issue that we have right now from The Boy from Below. He is actually the mask killer on the cover of that issue. So we are
I'm
happy
so
to have
No spoilers.
Jack Norman. Thank you. I see you on here every week hanging out with the Junkies. So thanks for celebrating with us. And thank you for that sick cover that we have on the July issue. If you guys haven't gotten it yet, you can download the PDF for $5 or you can have it shipped to you $15. That includes shipping. We'll send it to your doorstep.
Right to your doorstep.
Right there to you.
Nightmare Collection 3, as I mentioned, which is going to be one of the featured articles in the new issue. Look at there.
Look at there.
Oh, Rick, you want to hop in on this and remind
I
everyone
will.
what
And I will tell you that you gotta love being live here, because that's the wrong poster that I sent. But it's got all the films except the first one. Infernum Obscura is not included. Instead, it's going to be Naked Zombie Girl. That title should say it all. But you know, I don't want to make people think we're putting porn on our Nightmare Collection, because we're not. This is like a grindhouse feature film, and it's kind of a play on words in a way, but it's a great
very
story.
fun film. Very, very.
It
fun.
really is. You saw it, right?
Watching it. Yeah, I've watched it twice now. It's great.
Twice now. Look at that. There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
the one you sent me, and then we actually watched it to be inspired on the set of Nightmare Collection Volume 3 to wrap up the story, just so everybody could see what it was that we were talking about. And then The Turning, of course, is going to be there, and Treat Street from Dominic Smith.
Yes.
And we got one more. What's that, Rick?
Who is it called?
Oh, yeah. Die Puppy. How could you forget that? I can't wait for you guys to see that. That is such a crazy short film. It's very artistic and experimental. We all loved it. We watched it the same we filmed. That was the fun part about filming the Nightmare Collection Volume 3 is we actually sat and watched some of these crazy short films that we're including in the anthology. They're so fun, and we're excited to give them kind of a second breath of life. That's the cool thing about what Rick has created with the Nightmare Collection is the anthology includes horror short films that have been released, except for The Turning. That's an indie horror junkie hookup original. And they've already been released. They've already done the film circuit, but we are giving them a second chance of exposure within the anthology that we're creating. So people who haven't seen it, it's going to get in front of a whole other audience, be redistributed through Indie Horror Junkie. So it's art that's kind of, you know, done its time through the festivals and might be sitting on the shelf. And we want to bring it back out and show everybody because they're just too cool to sit there and not be seen.
And that's what Indie Horror Junkie is all about, is exposing, you know, all these indie filmmakers and the talent that's out there that people may not be aware of. I mean, like I said, Naked Zombie Girl premiered in one of my film festivals many years ago. Yeah. And it has since, you know, sat on the shelf like we talked about. He's, I think, done a remake of it and stuff like that since then. So to me, this is a chance of giving that old great little short new life, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Hey, Sean.
Speaking of film festivals, we have the Indie Horror Junkie Film Festival that will be at MegaCon Orlando in February of 2025. And speaking of the Nightmare Collection Anthology, there will be another one that we'll be shooting next year. And all the entries that are coming in for that film festival, we will be selecting and inviting some of those films to be a part of the anthology. Rick, is that correct?
Absolutely. That's what the whole thing was put together for. This is a way for us not only to show these short films to a crowd while it's there and get them to hopefully win some prizes and some nice swag and everything, but then at the end of the day, have them filter into the Nightmare Collection and make one big happy family.
I love it. I love it. And submissions are open for Indie Horror Junkie Film Festivals. So if you have a short film, a feature film, go ahead and get it in now because the floodgates are open and they are
Yep.
flowing in. And you don't want to miss MegaCon.
Uh-huh.
Last year there was over 200,000 people. It was so sick. And the
Absolutely
cool thing
nuts.
about it is Indie Horror Junkie is a part of building up the horror aspect of this whole huge mega production. They don't call it MegaCon for no reason. This production is huge. They have it at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. If you don't get a hotel and you don't get your tickets, they sell out. And it's fun because it's everything. It's horror, it's pop culture, it's anime, but what a cool thing that we get to do is be a part of building the horror aspect. We have
Yes.
3 days of films, panels, celebrity guests, you name it. We want to bring in some more networking and social aspects. Plus, the junkies are going to be there. So it's not like y'all don't want to come hang out with us. I mean, come on.
What more do you need?
What
And
more do you
speaking
need?
and speaking of the junkies, as we're trying to figure out really cool segues and stuff here, we were given a very cool image of the junkies here. Amy, you want to introduce where that came from?
So this is our good friend, Louis C. Gallegos. He has been an illustrator for Family Guy on Fox for the past 20 years now. We know him through, he's a lover of indie horror, and he is a lover of Indie Horror Junkie. And he is somebody who I can say is he represents what it is to support indie horror artists. He
Mhm.
hops on different productions. He comes on as producer. He gives through his talents and his art and his resources to these films to help continue promote them even throughout post-production, which he has done. I met him through The Boy from Below, which is an indie horror, not indie horror, an independent horror feature film that I shot earlier in March. We did a nice featured article on the July issue. That's for Jack Norman. You saw him. He is the boy from The Boy from Below. And that is a story that has been told 10 years ago and reimagined by the brilliant Tori Jones, who is the writer and director. And we told it in a different way, reimagined with a nice budget behind it. And Louis came on board as a producer, which is how I got to know him. He had a lot of input on my character and who I was as I played Marilyn Lee Miller, the killer's mother. Can't wait for you guys to see that. But he likes to continue to promote by he basically gives work. He commissions other up and coming newer artists. He commissions them to do artwork for these films that he's a part of and produces on, because we're fighting against the whole AI craze that's going on right now. We all know about it. We all see it. Everybody wants to hop on and get their images from AI.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Do we have Peter Castro, ladies and gentlemen?
Peter was just with us.
Well,
He-
let's go ahead and finish this segment
Yeah.
here, and then we'll bring him on, because I do want to make sure we give a shout out to
Well,
Louis.
he had just left. Maybe he
Okay.
was having internet
That's okay.
issues.
So Louis, he likes to give work to up and coming artists to help fight against the whole AI craze. And that's something I really love and respect about him. So he is a supporter of the art in many ways, and we're a big fan of his, but he came up with this cool illustration. He's done
Look
many.
at that.
So this is us at MegaCon Orlando last year. Speaking of MegaCon, you got Otis running Ricky D Asylum, Amy, and we all know who Michael Myers is, but just a
That's
fun commission
gorgeous.
piece of artwork that he gifted us. And we're so thankful and grateful for all that he does in the indie horror community. And this is just one of the many ways that he gives back. And it's really, really cool. So thank you, Louis. You're
Thank you, Louis.
Yeah, it's just, it's so cool to get something like that. It put a smile on our face, and we love to
Oh,
share it
God,
with you guys. And just another
I'm
way
not
to
that
support.
gray, but I did
No,
it.
it's just another avenue to support indie horror, which is what we're all about. So to meet people like him along the way who want to contribute to that message is a really beautiful thing. And we're happy to know him, and just happy to have him be a part of the Junkies.
Absolutely wonderful 50th episode gift from Louis.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's just so cool.
Yeah, Peter.
There he is in the chat now. Hey, Louis.
Hey, Louis. There you go. Louis himself, the man of the hour we're talking about here. So thank you again for that
Thank
fun,
you.
cool artwork. It meant the world to us. Hey, Dylan. Yeah, really cool stuff.
Yeah, we did. Peter jumped in, and then Come back out.
He might be having some technical difficulties.
That could
He
be.
very well could.
So,
You
Peter's
know,
an
you
on
guys-
time kind of guy. I'm not worried about him. So something
No.
might have happened, and we'll
Yeah,
figure it
right.
out. No worries at all.
No worries. You just got to listen to us blabber for however long. That's fine.
And this is what you're gonna get when you come see us at MegaCon. Yeah, there you go. Just
And
That's
so
it.
much more.
a little bit of
That's it.
that. But thank you, Lewis. Yeah, very, very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that is pretty awesome. I don't think I look too bad in cartoon form.
No, I thought
dig
you were
it.
good.
Yeah.
I think I think we all look good in the cartoon form. We should roll with it.
I
Yeah,
know,
me, I was stuffed in my head in the magazine. Amy looked hot in that quarter. Come on now, all right? And Michael Myers looked like, man, he looked awesome.
It was just
You in that picture, you don't look very very worried, Rick. You're just
No.
chilling with the
I'm into a
magazine.
good article. Once I'm into a good article, it's going to be hard to get me away from that. So
There you go.
it's
He's
fun.
reading about Stream, which was also an issue number 3, which is going to be hitting theaters August 21st. Don't ask me how I remember all these dates and
Look
things.
at this.
But we love Fuzz on the Lens. We love Stream. Lots of familiar faces in that. Our friend Doug Perfito is going to have a little cameo in it. Felissa Rose. You
Yep.
even have David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown. He is one of the players in the
right.
game of Stream. We love what those guys do, and we're definitely excited for them to get another theatrical release. You can actually pre-purchase those tickets to help support them because they're going to get a limited release. So they're looking for all of the big fans of, Terrifier to get behind this production as well so that they can continue their theatrical release over several different weekends. So you can actually go online and see what theater is going to be playing that on August 21st and go ahead and is it August 21st or August 31st? I don't know. It's in here, but you can go on somewhere around in there, but you can definitely go online and pre-order those tickets to help those guys out and be a big supporter of indie horror because they have built their franchise from the ground up. We love what they do. They've definitely inspired a lot of us and a lot of you. So get out there and support them and make it count.
And speaking of pre-sale,
Oh, Rick.
the new issue
Magazine.
Oh, yeah.
of the magazine got a little special something because we're taking pre-orders now.
Mhm.
This is the first issue we've done the pre-orders,
It
correct?
is.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, you can pre-order them because when these magazines release, I don't think you guys realize sometimes you'll go through all the magazines, you and Amy, within like the first couple of days, and you're having to put in more. So if you
Lots of
don't
trips
want to
to
have
the
to sit
post
around
office.
and wait,
Lots of trips to the post office.
You're telling me. Yeah.
So we got a little, if you don't want to, have to wait any longer than you have to, and you want the physical copy, even though you can't get the digital download, you can pre-order the next issue. But there's going to be a little something special about that. Ricky, why don't you tell them about the little perk of pre-ordering?
Well, thank you. That's a very nice segue, sir. Yeah, what I wanted to do, since this is going to be the first issue that we're going to go ahead and open this up for pre-order, which it is right now, I decided to try and do a little something extra. So what I did was everybody who pre-orders the magazine. Now, of course, this offer is going to end on September 13th when it goes live. But everybody between now and September 12th, if you pre-order the magazine, I'm putting your name in a little hat. And then we're going to pick 5 names out of that hat. And those people, when they get their magazine in their nice little sleek black Indie Horror Junkie envelope, they're going to get a little something extra inside.
Ooh,
Courtesy
we should do
of
like
IHJ.
a live drawing.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe we'll do something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Live
I
drawing.
dig it.
I want to see this hat.
A little sorting hat like Harry Potter kind of thing.
Yeah, that or like a spooky wall or something. But yeah, that'd be fun to go live and do it or videotape it or something and show everybody that
That's a great
proud of
idea.
that. But that's fun. I love the idea that Rick
Yes.
and I have this goal of being able to subscribe to the magazine monthly. So we're building up to that. We're definitely going to be spending the rest of the year when we're in post-production for the films that we've done this year and pre-production for the new ones for next year to really just kind of continue to find different ways to build the brand and make it more accessible for all the fans and for the community. And Yes, you need to travel down. We just want to continue to elevate indie horror junkie in all the ways that we can help the indie horror genre and all the artists and everybody out there who are doing their best to create content, and us to continue to find ways to elevate that and get it out there for everyone to see. So
And that's the whole thing.
Hard at
That's the
work.
whole thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing about Indie Horror Junkies, just to make sure everybody understands. We're out here to promote you guys. I mean, this magazine is chock full of
Yes.
all the other indie horror artists and their projects coming up from the very basic no budget films to ones that have the smaller budgets, or ones that even have the bigger budgets, like Death of Snow White and stuff like that. But these are the independent filmmakers and stuff that don't get released from the standard Fangorias or Rue Morgue, because they usually, focus on the studio films, which is great. I mean, they're fantastic magazines, but we want to try and bring attention and shine a spotlight on these blue collar filmmakers, like I call them all the time, the ones that are working on the weekends and working full-time jobs during the day, stuff like that, who don't get the run that all the other big studio projects do. So we want to shine a light on them, and that's what we're all about. So send us your projects. Contact us. We'll put you in social media. We'll put you in the magazine. And the more you can circulate the magazine, the more that we can keep them rolling and get them in different places and show everybody what you guys got going on.
Yeah, don't feel like you can't just email us and reach out. We want you to send us that email. Let us know what you have going on. And we're happy to bring you on the show, put you in the magazine. We want to help you get the information out there. If you have an Indiegogo or campaign, you're trying to raise funds, let us help you spread the word. That's definitely what it's all about.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we've got some strategic alliances with Joy Entertainment and stuff like that, and Macabre Marketing, and all, Marketing Macabre and all that stuff. So we want to do the same thing. We want to get that word out there on all these projects, all these things going on, help you guys raise your funds, help you guys make your dreams come true, and help you guys add to the genre that we all know and love.
There you go. I say let's go back to issue number 13 that's getting ready to come out, and go back to The Turning. We've got some still shots from there you go. Written by the lovely Rick Danford here. So this is going to be an indie horror junkie hookup. We got to film one of our days this past weekend before Hurricane Debbie plowed through the west coast of Florida, giving us tons of rain and flooding. So definitely a shout out to everybody who was here for that. But we have Lance here. He's an incredible actor. You may have seen him on a show called The Walking Dead. He is a local actor. His talent is through the roof. What I love about Lance is it's not my first time working with him. There's a reason that we brought him back. Not only is he humble and wonderful and kind, but his talent. And I remember the first scene that we took of the night last Friday. I looked around the room and I said, ladies and gentlemen, Lance Stafelsky just set the bar.
Yes.
Rise to the occasion, because he lit the room on fire. He blew it through the roof. His energy was insane. And that's what you want to see, that passion and that drive that the actors have. And I do have to give mad props to Rick, who wrote this, because to be able to give an artist something that inspires them and just lights their soul on fire in a way to get a performance like that out of somebody is something really special. That's an ode to the writing, because as artists and actors, I can speak on that and say it's so fun to get a character that you can really dig into and showcase your range as an actor and showcase everything inside of you. That's why we are actors. We're performers, and we love to use our body as an instrument. It's an outlet. It's a tool. So I can't wait for you guys to see these performances, because they're beautiful. They're captivating. They're intense. They're emotional. But yeah, we didn't get to finish our second day. We wanted to make sure everybody was safe, because we have people driving in from 2-3 hours from the West Coast, the East Coast of Florida, and couldn't have anybody on the roads during the storm. So we're set to pick up next weekend, Friday the 16th, Saturday the 17th, and go ahead and wrap up all the principal photography for that. But yeah, those were some of the still shots that we captured. Some amazing performances that night. You have DeAndre, Marjorie, and Janice right there. More incredible actors, just powerhouse full of talent all in one room. The energy was through the roof. I told Rick I felt like a teenager again, because the energy is so hype. I mean, when you're on set, that feeling that you get, and you're just in your happy place and you're releasing all the serotonin and you're just like in the zone. But Everybody was on point. It was a beautiful thing. Very exciting to watch and be a part of. Grateful to have these kind of actors as a part of our indie horror junkie hookup production.
And then prior to that, what was it, the weekend before or 2 weekends before? We actually shot the wraparound for the Nightmare Collection Volume 3. And that was fun. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's our cover right there, Nightmare Collection. And then I sent you a couple of stills there that you can well, they're not stills, they're actual screen grabs, but they still got some color correcting. But there's a nice little graphic picture.
Splitting headache right there.
Splitting headache, yes. Yeah, we got that one. And
that
then
was,
we got
the special effects were done by local special effects artist Kevin Beganovic.
That's Catalina Ariel right there.
There you go.
And I think we had one more. Now that one right there, let me tell you about this one, okay? And Amy's laughing in the background. This is a scene that we shot, okay, that we were expecting it to be a good scene. I was looking forward to shooting this scene. I really was. But this group of actors took this scene to a whole different level. And I wish I could tell you more about some of the stuff that happened in this scene, but that would be just too many spoilers. But let me tell you this. We had everybody in the room on the floor, and we were talking about this scene and watching the replay of it for probably a good hour after we got done. And we all said that this is going to be a scene that's going to get a great response from the audience. I can't tell you anymore, but I still think about it. It was amazing.
Ashad is an incredible actor. I've known Ashad for years. I used to workshop with him at our actors studio, so I was really excited to pull him in on this project. You can see a little bit in the background blurred out Dylan Intriago, another Central Florida actor who's just talented over the top. So to get 3 friends together, and Rick kind of gave us free range. We sat down, and this was supposed to be like more of a serious, it's obviously a gory scene. It was supposed to be a little more intense. And Rick knows that I love comedy and I love improv. And I'm always trying to have an undertone of comedy everywhere that I can, slide it in. So he goes, "Hey, Amy," we're getting ready to film. "Hey, Amy." He goes, "You know how you always like to do, you're always asking me if we do comedy." He goes, "Go for it."
Mm-hmm.
He just sat back. He goes, "Go for it." I said, "Oh, okay then." So I looked at my buddies on the couch, had a little chat, and we decided to go for it. Once the cameras rolled, we improv one of the funniest scenes I've ever done in my life.
Can I tell them just how funny it was?
Intense, but I would say think scary movie.
Yeah, because it was gory, it was intense, and it was funny. But I'll tell you, I'll let you guys in on a little behind the scenes thing here. I'm going to tell my story here, Amy. The thing that I think I will always remember about that shooting that scene, first off, I've never laughed that hard on set before.
I've never seen you laugh that hard, and it made me laugh even harder.
But the funniest thing was looking over and seeing Amy on the floor, looking at me, laughing, and in between the tears, Amy goes, "I think I just peed my pants.
I'm gonna pee my pants. I'm gonna pee my pants." I mean, it was the end of the night. We had a very long day. I've never seen Rick laugh so hard. To see him so tickled, like I couldn't stop with the giggles. That was just it for me. So yeah, I probably should have had a diaper on, but it was a good laugh. It was good for the soul.
That depends.
There we go. Yeah.
It depends. Yeah. Once you get me giggling, good luck getting me to stop. Because if it's funny, it's funny. And I love a good laugh, especially when I'm with my film family and my friends and people that I've worked with for years. But it's so cool to be able to have the flexibility and work with a director that lets you have free range, because that's where the gold is. I say it all the time. It's fun to get the shots in and to do it by the book, but it's also fun to get that take that you just let the actors do their thing. And you never know what's going to come out. And I remember after that take, Rick was like, "Cut." And we're like, we knew it was like, I was laughing because he was laughing and we were laughing at them, but we didn't quite know what was so funny. And Rick turned the monitor around. He goes, "Watch the playback." So we watched it and I was like, "Oh my God."
It was so amazing. I can't wait to show it to everybody. If everything goes as planned, that'll all be edited together once we get done with the turning to a full feature film, which will have the wraparound story and which will have all the other short films in there as well. And the plan is to release it during the plan is to release it, or screen, at Mistress Mary's Horror Film Festival on October 26th. So that's what we're trying to get everything done in time for. What's Sean got to say here?
Sean was saying that when you laugh on set, you kind of have a good cast when you can all just have a good time. Yes, it's something serious. The bottom line, you're trying to make, a good movie, but you also have to laugh a little bit. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
Even
and the
and
with
way
it,
that
like,
seems
I think it does morale good,
really
and
does.
and it is awesome that, I mean, how important, I think it's very important to have a director to let actors kind of have a little bit of free range. You're going to start free range acting, like free range chickens. All right, no.
Yes.
I'll
a
leave
lot
the
of
joke
directors
to
do that. A
Amy.
lot of directors will let you. Tyler Perry's one of them. I've had several friends that I've studied and workshop with that have gone on. We used to bring in different casting directors and agents and do like full day, performances for them, back to back to back scenes. Raven Drummer, who's one of Tyler Perry's casting directors, was one of our favorites, and she would come down from Georgia. We always loved showcasing for her. So she would pick up quite a few students from our class that ended up working on Tyler Perry in his movies and TV shows. Some of them are still running and filming, and those actors that are from Tampa are still working. It's great. They have recurring roles, but through those actors and their experiences, he is one of those directors that lets them improv and have free range. He wants to see what your personal touch is on the character, because he knows that you're there for a reason. You were selected because of your talents, and they were confident that you were going to show up and be a professional and you knew what you were doing. And that's just next level for me, just having somebody that you can work with and they trust you enough to just let you do your thing. Cause I'm telling you, that's where it's at.
Well,
Well,
it
hopefully,
comes
Peter.
off, I think, more genuine too. Like, you're not acting; you're being genuine when you're ad libbing, and things. To me, anyway, it feels that way.
It comes from a grounded place. And so it's a grounded
Yeah,
performance, it
right.
just, it lets you be undeniable in that moment. And that's what the audience wants to see. Nobody wants to see you act. Everybody wants to see you be. So that's a great way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yep.
Well, hopefully Peter will be joining us here as we get ready to. We just passed the halfway point of the show. Hopefully he'll still be able to join us here at the end and answer some of your questions and talk to you about distribution and things like that. That's what we want to try and do here with the Indie Horror Junkie podcast. Is we want to try and give information and have something where people can go back and reflect to try and get answers on certain aspects of the indie filmmaking world, whether it be writing or whether it be talking to some of the actors, talking about how things are done on set and how they can get certain things done, or like what today's show was supposed to be about, is talking with Peter about the distribution aspect and what some hints that he could give to fellow indie horror filmmakers out there that are looking for distribution, what they should be focusing on and what they're going to be needing to get in place to secure distribution. So we want to try and be a resource to not just the indie horror fans, but also the indie horror filmmakers, to help them in every aspect that we can to help them realize their dreams.
Because there's a lot of negativity that circulates, especially online, that you see negative, 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 which I realize there are nightmare stories from distribution companies who are just in it to take. But then you have people like Peter Castro, the VP of Bayview Entertainment. And I can say from my own personal experience, I've known Peter for several years now, that he is about the filmmakers. He wants us to succeed. He wants to get our work out there, and he does what he says he's going to do. Everything that he says he's going to do. He's very transparent. He's very communicative. You can, trust what he says. If you follow up, he's got answers. I've got nothing but praise for him and Bayview Entertainment. So as much negativity that's out there, there's equal amounts of positivity. You just have to find it and seek it. And you also have to know the business. And I say that a lot. A lot of people who get screwed in this industry, they don't take the time to learn the business when it comes to distribution. And that's a disservice to yourself. So don't point the finger and blame somebody else when you haven't studied, when you don't know what to look for in those contracts, when you don't know what the process is in place that's pretty basic and standard, and you have expectations that cannot be met because they're expectations that are unrealistic. So take the time. There's plenty of information out there. Study, know what's going on before you even make that contact with the distribution company, so that you can have the opportunity to talk things out and that you guys can work together as a team to get the film out there, because that's what it's all about, the relationship, but also understanding the business.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you got to have knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, while we why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and show a trailer that he's selected from one of his latest acquisitions that we're going to be seeing on the streaming services here. And while we're watching that, Amy can reach out one last time, see if we can get him in for the last few minutes and get some good information from him. Okay. So here we go. Here's a trailer that's picked up by Bayview that should be hitting the streaming services in the next couple of months and then on Blu-ray. Here you go.
Isn't it beautiful?
Looks to be about 100 years old.
Older than that.
It just chimed a moment ago.
You say this clock struck.
Isabel! You called me?
What do you think?
What is it?
And now I'm officially old.
You didn't tell me you got a grandfather clock. I can feel the energies coming from it.
Are you saying this is haunted or something?
Come on, you're moving it.
Speaking of the devil.
All right.
Yeah. We actually
That
filmed
was-
that in an actual haunted house here in Brooksville. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful house. And we were there. We shot the whole thing, I think, in about 5 days. We shot a couple extra scenes after the fact, but it was an incredible production. And we worked with our good friend, Salo Zayas, who is an absolute magician as far as a DP and editor goes. He edited those trailers and did the whole film for us. And as you can see, the star of the film was our very own Amy Rolfson here. It was, I'm very, very proud of the effort that we got from that film and with that film, and Bayview picked it up and they've assured me that we should be starting to see it on the streaming services probably in the next month or so. And then hopefully we'll be getting a physical release here very soon and let it get out to the people and see what kind of run we can get from it.
What's the story behind this haunted house? I don't know if you've talked about this on the show.
I will explain to you. As far as the haunted house goes, I don't know a whole lot about the house itself. I know that my friend Chanel Lynn, who played a major role in the film, this was a friend of hers, Donna Smith, and we used her house. I think it's since been sold. And she said that she's never had anything really bad happen in it. We were there pretty much most of that time. I don't really remember having anything happen or getting any feelings, and I was up in and out of that house all over the place. So I never had anything that I can say, oh, wow, we saw this or felt this or whatever it is. And I'm one of those people that have never seen a ghost, but I'm dying to see a ghost. Not just because I'm freaking a lunatic that wants to see a ghost. I just always had that fascination, which is wanting to know that there's something beyond our life here. And that would definitely show me that, yeah, there is. So I've never seen one. And with the way my house is and all the stuff that I've got in my house, the Ouija boards and all kinds of crap, I'm surprised I haven't seen one here. But no, not yet.
Dying
Just
to
waiting
see
for
a
something to
ghost.
go on in his house. I'm just gonna
I'm
have
telling
to
you,
start talking to the dead in my sleep and send them over your way.
just something good, nothing bad. I don't want anything bad to happen. I just want something good to happen, you know? So, but no, it was a great house. She's such a sweet lady. We were there and it was just such a beautiful house. It had such character inside and out that it just really brought the film to life being able to shoot there.
That's awesome. Jamie had mentioned that she's got a clock just like that.
Do you now? Because that actual clock is actually in my back room. I should show back there later on, or next episode or something like that. But I actually brought the clock here, and that's probably the problem with me. I'm like a semi hoarder. I can't get rid of anything. I mean, when stuff comes into my possession, it looks really cool, or we make a really cool prop or something like that. Instead of giving it away or selling it or whatever the case may be, it's stored here. Yeah, it's here.
It doesn't look like
we've
you
seen
collect
your
anything,
yard
though,
sale
Rick.
post.
I thought that background image there was just a, like a screen grab or something.
This background image here? No, it's not a screen grab. It is the Museum de Rick.
And it also serves as a filming backdrop many times. For
many times, too many times. We can't do it anymore. But the cool thing is anytime somebody comes to my house, they'll have to come in and they kind of stand right there and they got to kind of take it all in. You know what I'm saying? And prepare themselves to enter the house because they have to see it also. It's kind of like a museum. My friend Cindy Copeland's come here and stayed many times, and I'm always pointing out different things and talking about, because I've got all kinds of cool memorabilia and this and that I found or was given to me, and I just have to hold on to it. Yep, Jamie, many props from your Canadian films. Same thing. I can't get rid of them.
I mean, why? I mean, I guess why would you? I want some props.
Yeah. You'll get some. You'll get some. Yeah, we got a film coming up next weekend, don't we?
From Kevin that went right through my face.
Did you keep that?
No, Kevin has it, but I'll get it from him. Don't worry about it.
I was going to say, I was wondering after we left where it went to. I'm surprised it's not on my shelf.
Yeah, he keeps the prop. He's probably putting it in a safe place. And we'll get to work with a brilliant special effects artist, Kevin Beganovic, again next weekend for the turning. So he's going to become doing some really cool practical special effects for us, which I love. I love working with Kevin. He's so fantastic. He's as equally humble and kind as he is talented. So we always love having him on set with the Junkies. And you'll probably see him at the film festival too, because we
That's right.
We go. So
he was hanging out with us for quite some time there at the table. So you come by. I mean, if meeting us is not the ultimate selling point,
that should be all you need. But
I mean, it should just be all you need. But a lot of great filmmakers.
He's also a filmmaker. He was co-writer and co-director of The Inn, the indie horror feature film slasher that we're going to be actually premiering here in October down in Florida. So buckle up for that. We're going to have a special article about the Sandman killer in our September issue of the magazine. So that'll be fun. Get some behind the scenes and, close up information on the Sandman and the making of that character, how they came up with that character, how they came up with the mask. Kevin Beganovic handcrafted that mask from scratch, from sketch to reality. So that's a lot of fun. We actually went through 3 of those masks on set. Brandon Yates, who played the Sandman, got to keep one. Kevin kept one, and then we had one go out through an indie horror junkie. So one lucky contributor got to come down, see us in action on set, and take home one of those creepy cool masks. So we're thankful for that, and we're thankful for the clock that's going to be coming out. We're excited to be a part of the Bayview Entertainment family again. We love working with Peter Castro. We did have a little confusion on the time for night, so we will be rescheduling him and welcoming him back on to a different show. So no worries there. Still plenty to talk about when we bring him back. Like Rick was saying, we definitely want to give some insight on the distribution side for independent filmmakers. Peter is a pro at that. He's been doing this for many, many years. They acquire many other distribution services. They have a lot going on underneath the umbrella of Bayview Entertainment. VIPCO is one of them. We're going to be distributed through VIPCO underneath the Bayview Entertainment umbrella. So he's definitely an excellent resource and has been a good friend to us. And he will be a new friend to you when we bring him back. So it was nice to just get caught up on what's been going on, to be honest.
Yeah, and we've increased our network because look at Sean Smithson here. He just said he just told us right now that he makes movie props as well for the
he's an incredible artist. Sean, go ahead and plug your website in the comments because he makes all kinds of cool stuff. He engraves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It does laser engraving. I have.
Otis has something from him.
Yeah, I have slate coasters.
Beautiful art.
Really? Nice.
Yes, and they're engraved, and it's not like, it puts divots in it or anything. It's such a light engraving. Oh,
Mhm.
beautiful work, great craftsmanship, nice cork on the
Yeah,
bottom.
Sean, plug yourself in the comments here. Let everybody
Yes,
Please do.
please.
work.
Yes, we have. That's the beautiful thing about this network is we've met so many great people, not just people in front of the camera, but we've met prop people. We've met so many great uh, sound guys and DPs and everything else, and crew people galore, and everybody just loves the horror community, and that's why I really love working with new people and giving people a chance to get their stuff out there and giving people a chance to get product on screen. That's going to help them. Because that's what we're about. That's why I love when our film festival, we bring people to our table and stuff and have other tables set up so people can sell their wares and stuff to get their products known. I mean, that's what we're all about. And that's what brings the biggest smile to my face is when we can bring people up through our ranks and get them out there and get their stuff seen. And, like Kevin, I love working with Kevin. Kevin worked with me on a short film I had called The Foretelling, where he came and did a throat slash for me. And loved the guy to death. I mean, he showed up and all smiles and helping us out any way he can. And then he goes and does the in. And what does he do? He calls me and lets me come over there and get freaking killed on set. How cool is that?
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see Rick's involvement in that film because it is a nice surprise. And I'm not going to say any more than that. But it was so much fun to have Big Kahuna on set. He was actually, weren't you the martini shot?
Was I? I think I was. Yeah, that's right. Because we went and had cake by the pool.
We had
Yeah.
cake and celebrated after 10 glorious days of living at the Palm Court Motel. Myself, Kevin, and Sloan and the Sandman lived there for, it was actually, I think it was 11 nights we stayed there. And I had the time of my life. I actually, when we had the martini shot and celebrated, it was my birthday the night before. I told not a single soul because I did not want to take away from the production, but I got to celebrate my birthday. I won't say what happens to my character, but in a very fun way, working alongside Kevin Beganovic. So I'll let your imagination run with that. And then here comes Rick the next day. And, as soon as we wrapped, martini shot, tequila's flowing, cake by the pool. We had a great celebration, and it was a fun little wind down from 2 weeks of doing what we love, making horror slasher films, you guys.
And obviously,
what a better birthday.
Right. And obviously that location was fantastic. It was a beautiful location. Did so many great shots over there, including some photos with Leonora and everybody for the cover of one of our issues. But obviously, I was there for the end, as you know. So obviously you guys did not do anything to dissuade them from wanting to ever allow you to come back again, because the owners actually came out to the pool and, kind of celebrated a little bit with us. They were the sweetest people. So they're so
cool.
nice.
We've invited them to the screening when we have it.
Awesome.
Yeah, the owners of the Palm Court Motel are just wonderful. Actually, when we filmed the Nightmare Collection, it was less than 10 minutes from the Palm Court Motel where we filmed the end. And I called Anthony. I was like, hey, I got to get a room because I knew we were going to be late. And that's quite a drive for me. And I don't like to drive back too late after we've spent a long day on set. I'd rather just crash and wake up and go back the next day to make sure I get a good amount of sleep and I'm not delirious and all that. But yeah, anytime I'm over on that side of town, I call them up and I just stay at that motel. It's like the cutest motel ever. It's just so nice and quiet and peaceful. And we filmed about 30 kills there. So
30 kills.
Lots of scrubbing of the blood every night after we wrapped. Kevin, Sloan, and I, everybody would be like, okay, that's a wrap, go to sleep. And we'd be out there with mops and whatnot for an hour, just scrubbing blood because we wanted to respect the property and leave it as we found it. But every day we were just scrubbing and mopping blood. But when I say it was worth it, it was worth it. And we're excited for that premiere, which is going to be in October at View Studios, where we also filmed The Green Woman. And we will have them on soon to promote that. Angela and Nick from Cosmic Wave Films. We've had them on before promoting Panic Attack. They were the short film winners of Panic Attack Blood Pub in our film festival at MegaCon last year. And we got to film at View Studios in Orlando, which is this huge room of a wraparound LED screen. It was insane. It was the first time I got to film, like, think how they filmed The Mandalorian. It's like that kind of technology. Like, I literally got to drive my car on set because we used my car in one of the scenes. So, just more fun horror to look for. But we are going to have more of the Green Woman in the September issue, and the Green Woman short film is going to lead us into the premiere of The Inn in October. So they were nice enough to invite us to come and be a part of their celebration. So it's like a double show that night. Green Woman and The Inn. So there you go. There you guys have it.
And Sean, absolutely, to respond to your little comment there, that's what Indie Horror Junkie is all about. We're all here to promote what you guys do, what your films, your prop making and everything. So absolutely, use us to get the word out there. You do fantastic work. So share your links and everything with us in the chat so people can see it and hopefully hit you up.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean.
All right.
Woo! Y'all really got to hear us chitter chatter tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
I guess
my
think of
goodness.
us yet.
All right.
I love
Anything
you
else?
guys. I could talk all night. There's so much to cover and so much.
There really is.
The horror community. So
I'm between the magazine, the film festivals, the other films, and then other films that we're promoting for other people and stuff that are coming out. I mean, to me, the indie horror genre is just blowing up, and I love being a part of it and love helping everybody that I can get out there, because I mean, to me, it's like my big dream is to be able to see people in our pages in our magazine talking and promoting about their, you know, little backyard films, and then one day seeing those same people in Fangoria or Rue Morgue talking about their studio films and how, hey, you know, Indie Horror Junkie was there to help them climb that ladder, and that's a proud moment for me.
we were just talking, Rick and I, yesterday about how Indie Horror Junkie is our love language. It's our love language to connect the community, because we love the genre. We love filmmaking. We love acting, writing, producing, all the creative outlets that it gives us to utilize and get us through life. You know, we have these gifts for a reason, and it's our way of sharing our gifts with everybody else, and then taking their gifts and everything they've given and just elevating it and pushing it out there. So it's a big love language for us. We're so grateful that we get to do it. And we're just thankful that we have everybody, you know, watching the show and following us along in the magazine and celebrating the 50th episode of Indie Horror Junkie podcast. You guys.
How about that?
And you know, I have really the podcast and the Junkies pre-Otis to thank for a film. I'm about to hit the road here in a day or so.
Coming down to Tampa, baby.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be leaving previous guest Chuck Morangello and his wife Carolina, I think.
Who we met through the film festival circuit.
They were down there. They had their film American Ripper was you know, shown at the film fest, and I'm going down to do a little part down there in Tampa Bay.
We're so excited for you, Otis. Congratulations.
I'm nervous as hell, but
I saw your audition. You've got this. Don't worry about it. Just show up, be undeniable, be your authentic self. They picked you for a reason. Nothing to be nervous about. Just do the thing.
I did pretty good on the table read, if I do say so myself.
And my understanding, Otis, is that you're going to have a familiar face probably on set there with you. Acting.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, trying to grow my beard to look a little like Otis before then, you know. But
he is growing it out. He's growing it out.
I'm trying. I can't wait to shave it though. I'm sorry, Otis. I love your look and all that stuff, but I am dying every day. I can't wait to shave this. So I hope you're watching, Chuck, because this is all for you.
Especially
it's the same color.
That's true. That's true. It's the same color. Great. Thanks for pointing that out, Otis.
Ay, jeez, you guys.
All right. Well, I think we're pretty much wrapped up for tonight. I think we covered everything that we got coming up, and we got through episode 50 without any major glitches here, except of course we didn't get Peter, but we will reschedule
We're
Peter.
Gonna bring him back. There's no worries. These things happen. We love Peter. We'll definitely get him rescheduled and bring you all the independent distribution information that you want and that you need. So we'll, you know, post that on the website for when his rescheduled date is. So go to indiehorrorjunkie.com to check all the latest news, check out the magazines, buy yourself a shirt, see what's going on, link to the podcast. Everything you need to know is right there at indiehorrorjunkie.com.
And thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you for Sean and Jamie and everybody that joined us here tonight. You know, shout out.
Jack Norman.
And Lewis, especially Lewis. Thank you. Not saying especially Lewis. That work you've given us, those couple of images are fantastic. And we can't thank you enough from the bottom of our heart. We really appreciate it.
Put that on the website. There you go.
Look at that.
On the website, you guys.
We got to get Lewis to do a cover. Just throwing it out there.
Absolutely. We're gonna make
That would
that
be
into a
amazing.
poster.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for another great episode. And who do we got coming up next week there, Otis?
Next
Put you on the spot.
week. I know you put me on the spot. Thank goodness my internet's working
And if you
good.
don't know, just go to indiehorrorjunkie.com.
That's right. Next week is going to be a good one. We had a little sit down for about 30 minutes or so with the one and only Linnea Quigley.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. We all know her from the graveyard
Lovely
scene.
lady.
And many other scenes, yes.
And many other
Trash,
scenes.
trash.
That's right. We'll be talking about her new film.
We're going to be playing that. We talked about Trash's Revenge a little bit. We're going to be playing that interview, not film. I think I said film. We're going to be playing that discussion that we had with her. And it was a good one. It was a good one. So we have that lined up. And then, of course, you get to hear us ramble for about 30 minutes or so.
Yabba dabba do.
Sounds good.
Nobody left early tonight, so I think we'll be good. So, on that note, we'll see you next Wednesday.